Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show, the Yanks Pod, a New York Yankees podcast. I'm your host, Dominic Konowski. Folks, if you're a Yankee fan, this is the best place you want to be. Subscribe if you end up liking this video. We just had the 2022 MLB opening series for the New York Yankees as they face the Boston Red Sox at home in the Bronx at the historic, legendary Yankee Stadium. And oh boy, what a series it was. It felt like a playoff series. Yankees would win 2-1, so they have 2 wins and 1 loss now on the season as they head and play against the Toronto Blue Jays coming up, and then the Baltimore Orioles. Biggest thing is that I'm looking at Yankees, they have a lot of division rivalries coming up for the American League East to start off the season. When you look at it, their first 20-ish or so games, they only play about 6 games with other teams that are not in the American League East. So this first mini stretch of the season to begin things are going to be just so important for the New York Yankees to win. And you know what? They started things off the winning way. Biggest thing I'm looking at, though, in these games, starting pitching seemed a little bit unstable. Of course, you had Garrett Cole and that whole fiasco that happened, allowing a leadoff walk to start the opening day game and then having a 2-1 homer. Looked like he put on some spider tack because afterwards he was lights out. Did not go that long, though. And then you had the Yankees just hitting a home run after home run after home run. These guys were not getting such solid hits. And then go and look at the last game, the third game in the series against the Boston Red Sox. Yankees had 11 hits. Boston only had 5 hits. Boston put up 4 runs. Yankees were only able to put up 3 runs. It's really been a home run or nothing for the Bronx Bombers. And that's something that I would say would be quite concerning. But this has been the same team that's been doing that for about, the last two or three seasons now. It's really nothing different. One thing I don't like about the Yankees' loss, though, against Boston last night, where they lost 4-3, was the fact that they just had so many missed opportunities. They had bases loaded, they had runners in scoring position so many times, and they just weren't able to get anything out of it. And that's the biggest thing that just kills the momentum. And when you keep doing that, that affects going into the next series, going into the next games, because you just have that momentum killer. Overall, the Yankees were able to dominate the Red Sox. They were able to win 2 out of the 3 games. They were able to win the first 2, losing the final game of the series set. So, undoubtedly, it was an accomplishment. But I'm looking at Aaron Judge. It looks like Aaron Judge already has the contract stuck in his head now. I think this is going to be a very inconsistent season from Aaron Judge. I think he's being greedy personally. I would love to see him stay on the Yankees. He is the face of the New York Yankees franchise. It would be weird seeing the number 99 in what would most likely be a Mets or Dodgers uniform. You do not want that whatsoever, especially the Mets. Get an Aaron Judge if you're a New York Yankee fan or anyone in that New York Yankees organization. Comment down below what you guys think about this series set. I would say biggest thing the Yankees have to work on is pitching. They have a lot of pitchers on the roster, a lot of pitchers coming out of the bullpen. But the fact is, though, they need consistency. Clark Schmidt, that should have been a game that he didn't have to win, but he could have held it. Responsible for the loss against Boston. Yankees just got to get more consistent starting pitching mainly so you don't use up so much of the bullpen. I know Boston had a similar problem with that, using a lot of their bullpen guys in this series. But for the Yankees, it was the same thing last year, using the bullpen a lot. You do not want it to be this year because that had a big effect going down the end of the season stretch.